Thanks to Nick Watt. Joining us now is Congresswoman Kim Schreier of Washington. Her district is at the center of the coronavirus outbreak in Washington state. She's also a doctor. Let's give the elbows. This is the message we're sending. Thank you very much. It's good to have you with us, Congresswoman. Also a doctor. So obviously you have two different lenses to look at this through. Now, in your state and how it's going, what are the lessons learned?
Well, first, I would say a huge thank you to our public health officials in Washington state. I mean, really, I am horrified and saddened that it started in King County, essentially. But if there was ever a place to start, we have a great public health department that really got on top of this fast. Lessons learned, early testing, and protecting seniors. I think those are the biggest and first lessons learned.
So let's look at each. And then one quick step sideways. Is your information the same as what we've heard, which is that this virus, to this point, does not seem to attack the infant population the way we've seen with other viruses? Is that what you...
It's so interesting, because you're right. Mostly the people who are most susceptible are children who, you know, are constantly boogering all over everything. I'm a pediatrician. And this particular virus, it is impossible to imagine that it doesn't infect them, but it seems to not produce symptoms. And the thinking there is that the symptoms may come more from the immune response than from the virus itself.
So you're hearing the same kind of thing
I am.
At this point.
Yes.
And who knows where it goes. We're obviously waiting on seasonal sensitivity right now. Hopefully, you know, by the grace, we get a break and that the warmer climate changes help. We'll see. Now, testing. To me, it's been a central concern starting on the federal level because it seemed like they knew and had time to get tests out, but were slow walking it, and it reeked of politics to me. But what is your take?
I don't want to get into a political realm about this. Certainly there were stumbles along the way. I mean, it's interesting that it was our CDC that first sequenced the virus and helped China with their response and with their development of a test. And so I just would first say that our CDC researchers, our NIH, is second to none. And there have been missteps along the way. We're catching up with testing. We're finally partnering with the private sector and with universities and really, you know, harnessing all of our potential in this country to get the testing done. So we really know what we're dealing with.
Now, you were listening closely to what I was saying before. What do you think of my suggestion that the numbers are only going to go up for a while? And the fact that we're playing catch up with the testing keeps producing a horror effect where the numbers keep jumping, but they're only jumping because we haven't been testing as regularly and as on the scale of a China or South Korea. And I think we kind of created our own problem there.
Right. I think those are really important messages. First, we've known since the day we learned about this being in Wuhan, China, that it would come to our shores. It is impossible for these things to be contained given our age of travel and whatnot. But when we are seeing these skyrocketing numbers recently, that really more reflects the fact that we are testing symptomatic people and finding more of them rather than a huge explosion of numbers.
CDC, one of the officials there today made an interesting observation. I want your take on it. Do they have tremendous human capabilities? Yes, we know it because they helped China. The irony is, why weren't they helping us as much here at home? But then there was a suggestion that the cutting of funding for specific preparation programs they had was important enough for him to mention, even in this political climate. And you know what happens when you say something that shows some kind of weakness on the federal level in this particular climate. So it must have mattered to him to say it. What is your take on that?
It's a very, very important point. Look, viruses, bacteria, they're a whole lot smarter than we are. And we know that these worldwide epidemics, pandemics will come up every few years. And being able to have a public health system and global surveillance in place is one of the ways that we can combat these diseases before they come to our shores. And so, yes, a steady, regular, every year investment in overseas health helps protect the United States.
The idea, one of the arguments offered up, Biden and Sanders did not have rallies tonight.
That's very smart.
The president says he's going to hold an event in 8 days with a Catholic organization, which is ironic given that at Mass on Sunday, they said to us, we're not going to be presenting the wine, the blood of Christ, because we don't want to be doing that. And if you don't feel well, don't come to Mass. And yet he feels he has to meet with the Catholics. Ironic. But one of the rationales is, well, it's 8 days away, Doc. Who knows where we are by then? Look how different it was 8 days ago. Maybe we'll be better off in 8 days. Is there any basis for that kind of statement?
I think you and I and all of your viewers know where we're going to be in 8 days. We're going to have far more cases. This will be far more widespread, and we're going to need to be closing events just like that. Who knows if there will even be Catholic services a week from now? This is expanding quickly, and job number one is to protect public health.
And why is it okay? So now I am the freaked out parent living my life. You're closing my school. I'm seeing a domino effect, and I'm going to wind up being locked in my house. What is the perspective for people to have? And here's the hard question. I know you can't answer it, but I want you to afford some perspective. And this is what happens when you take public office. Duration. How long until I can get rid of my kid and get him back into school? How long until I can go to the places I want to go?
Yeah. I think perspective is really important here. First, the perspective that for the vast majority of people, this will be a mild illness that they'll get over, and afterwards will be immune, at least for this season.
80+%.
That's right.
Get over it or asymptomatic with it.
And it may be even higher than that because we don't know how many people are out there and are asymptomatic.
We have a false denominator because most of the cases we're hearing about are the worst cases because we haven't tested that much. Fair point.
That's right. So that's the first thing I would say. The second is that I think job number one is to protect the grandparents and people with underlying medical conditions out there. And so the reason for, in some cases, closing schools, keeping kids home, keeping people away from work is just so that this doesn't spread like crazy. We know that more fragile and elderly people are much more likely to end up in the hospital on ventilators. And if we have a whole bunch of people going there all at once, or this surge, we're going to have a huge public health problem on our hands. And that's why keep those kids home, and it's our job in Congress to figure out how to get through the economics of this.
But what is a ballpark on what we're talking about? 2 weeks, month, 2 months?
I've been throwing a month out there because I figure if a parent gets it first, it may take up to 2 weeks for the first child to get it. It could take another week for the second child to get it. And by the time everybody's over this, could be a month. And so I think that's probably a good figure to have in our minds. We still don't know if the schools will be open a month later.
CDC hasn't said anything.
That's right. And at this point, they're not closed all over Washington. But I think these are the kinds of things we need to be thinking about: social distancing and not having big congregations of people. Even when kids don't get affected, they may be able to spread this disease. Again, a fact we don't know quite yet.
People who want to play with maybes, what's it going to mean for your political convention? Maybe you won't have one. Is there going to be an election? What is the caution on how many dominoes ahead you go in the line?
Oh, there's a gazillion dominoes. Look, right now I'm focused on doing my job here. I am changing the way that I'm functioning. We canceled an in-person town hall, which I love to do. I've done 31 of them. And we switched over and did one on the telephone. And thousands of people dialed up and listened, and we talked about coronavirus last night. We're definitely not shaking hands. We're elbow bumping. When people come in my office in Washington, D.C., we're keeping a little bit of a distance. And there's a general sense that you should not be shaking hands. You should definitely not be coughing into your hands or touching your face.
Doctor, thank you for the perspective. Congresswoman, thank you for the political perspective. I appreciate it. Though in D.C., be careful with the elbows. They're sharp, and they may be up around the nose with a lot of the people down there in the climate. But thank you, Doctor. I wish you well. I wish your staff well. And hopefully your state is doing the right things to get to a better place as soon as possible. We'll keep covering it.
Thank you. And your state, too.
Thank you very much. All right.